Ladies and gentlemen, the internet's been boring for about a week. There's nothing going on. And me and Gabbie were talking behind the scenes about potentially like doing an interview a while ago, but then everything around you seemed like kind of like a dead issue. You came back, everything was good. But the there's nothing going on the internet, so I decided to have you on anyways.
Sounds good to me.
So, I guess the recent controversy with you is you were calling out YouTube for potentially shadow banning you. You had drama with Trisha and Jesse Smiles and a few other creators, and you just got fed up and you left. How was your break?
It was honestly really good. And before we start this interview, I just have to say, you say and do a lot of like really dumb, and I know that there's a very intense perception of you, and obviously I've had really negative feelings about you too, but the one thing that I have to say is you are one of the only people who really reached out and talked to me and heard me out and actually checked in on me and made sure that I was doing okay. So I just wanted to say thank you really quick for that, because like behind the scenes, KEEM is actually not a terrible guy.
You're ruining my I've worked so hard to keep this bad guy image up, and you're ruining it. Stop.
I'm sorry, but no, I really do appreciate it, because I was feeling, really alone, and like everybody was attacking me, and you were the person who was saying to me, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, you need to take a break." And you really were there for me. So thank you. But enough of that. Let's get into the tea.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of strange, right? Because me and you kind of started as like enemies, arch enemies. Because I remember there was this thing with you and Rice Gum, right? Where you were filming Rice Gum, you were challenging him to a freestyle. He snatched your phone and threw it on the ground. And I know this is ancient history, but I came out reporting that on Rice Gum's side. I felt like he was giving a bad shake. So you hated me, and I didn't like you very much.
Of course. But I'm also down to always like forgive and forget. Like, I obviously still have my own feelings and opinions on that situation, but it's so far in the past. And at the end of the day, like, it's your friend and you were supporting your friend and you didn't know me. Regardless, you were a little bit hard on me, but it's so far in the past, and you've been a good person to me since. So I just don't really hold grudges.
I'm pretty sure we still completely disagree on that issue, so I won't go more into it.
Totally do.
But I'm curious, have you spoken to Rice Gum since then? Have you guys at all talked?
No, literally, when would I have?
Right. Okay.
No.
Let's get on to the more recent stuff. Trisha Paytas not only called you out for I guess her main accusation was that you were warning her potential boyfriend Jason Nash, which ended up being her boyfriend, that she had STDs or something. Did this happen? And like, what happened with all this?
Well, on my side of it, it was just kind of like somebody who, and I hate like rehashing old stuff like this, and I really am very sorry that it caused her pain, because obviously what I did hurt her, and I don't want to hurt anybody. Mm-hmm. I honestly just didn't think that it would go down like that, or that I would get back to her in that way, or strike that much of a chord. So
I think you made like the best point. You were like,
what was that?
Look, like this wasn't malicious intent against Trisha. I was friends with Jason. I was, you warn your friend if you hear something like that, right?
Yeah, and I did when I talked to him, I really did try to make it clear, like, listen, I don't know if this is true. This is something that was told to me, and like, if you're worried about it, then look into it. But it's not like I was like going behind the scenes telling everybody like, this is this rumor and trying to ruin her life. It's just, it was something that was said to me. And then in the moment that he said something to me, I responded with, hey, this is what I've heard. Look into it if you care. But it was never like a Trisha has herpes kind of thing.
Now,
it's not supposed to be like that.
I've seen Trisha since all this drama that happened a couple months ago. Like, what was this, like 3 months ago or so? I've seen her since then, like poking fun of you on her TikTok and, making fun of you nonstop. I'm surprised this wasn't resolved, because didn't you apologize to Trisha in some capacity?
Well, I apologize over the internet because the night that we got into it, that kind of spun into the video and everything. She asked me to stop contacting her, so I did because so I didn't feel comfortable like reaching out and saying sorry to her. But the thing that was most confusing to me is Trisha and I had actually talked about this in May of 2019, so like this was already a dead issue to me. Like we had talked about it, and then since then we had really friendly conversations. So I was honestly surprised that it was coming up at all, and especially in the capacity that it was coming up.
Right.
I don't know.
Has Trisha tried to reach out to you like recently to try to talk, or have you tried to reach out to her?
Actually, yes. She has texted and called me a couple times and asked me to call her within the last like couple weeks or so. I haven't, just because I don't think that it would be a healthy or productive conversation. But obviously, I don't harbor any ill feelings. Like genuinely, like I don't want to see her burn or
Right.
be hurt.
Well, it's interesting because like I said, I just saw this TikTok where Trisha was memeing on like these are all bullies that
Yeah.
meme that
Yeah.
which a lot of times I feel like you get a lot of criticism. That's really a lot in good fun, right? Like people are just
Yeah.
cracking jokes and whatnot, and it's not mean spirited. I did invite you and Trisha on Drummer together. I think that would be like amazing. I'd love to see that
I think
conversation.
I think it'd be amazing content, but I think as far as just like my mental health goes, and then just in general, I'm really not this drama hungry person that
Right.
people have kind of painted me to be. And I feel like you know that side of me where I'm just like, I don't bring up anybody. I don't talk about anybody. I don't try to start drama or beef for attention. I really do feel like people are starting stuff with me all the time. So the idea of like doing like this big public showdown of me versus Trish, I really don't want it to be like that.
Well,
And I really don't even want it to go ahead.
the Jesse Smiles thing, like it always bothered me, right? Because you were being accused of, making a video with the guy who, allegedly called her or whatever. And you really didn't do a collaboration with him, right?
No, I didn't. And this is something I said on my channel that I was going to be done talking about. So I definitely don't want to really like poke that bear, get too far into it. But no, I've never collaborated with him. Never. It just wasn't ever.
It was such little stuff, like you liked a tweet or something, and it was like this big, like it made no sense to me whatsoever. It came across to me as very opportunistic. So I won't get into that, but I want to talk.
And I also just want to say about that really quick, like I don't know if it was opportunistic. I'm not going to put that on her or anybody, because at the end of the day, if somebody's feeling something and is hurt and not knowing how to deal with that, like I don't want to take away from what she feels. So if she like felt that way, then I don't. And I said this in my own video, and that's why I said
I'm gonna have to stop you there. I know you're trying to be being politically correct, and like you don't want to cause any more drama, but like there are literally text conversations that you've publicly shown that you two have talked behind the scenes about this exact thing, and everything is cool and everything's been fine. Like, in my opinion, as a viewer, knowing those facts, that everything was cool, and then as soon as Trisha comes out and sends some hate on you, it seemed to me that Jesse Smiles just piled on, and it was very opportunistic to me.
I'll let you have your opinion. I don't want drama with anybody, honestly. I just want to talk about my life.
I've said it publicly so many times. Like, I like Gabbie Hanna, and I feel that the internet has been too harsh on you. And I don't.
And I've always appreciated that.
And I don't understand why. Like, I really don't get it. Like, if you look, I mean, everybody has controversies, right? Everybody is problematic, right? But if you look at everything you've done, it doesn't seem like, you're really this horrible, horrible person like people make you out to be. Now, here's one problem the internet had with you. When you came out and you said that you were shadow banned by YouTube, so many commentators, so many people were like, look, man, she's just becoming irrelevant. She's using this as an excuse. Do you still feel like YouTube has shadow banned you or, stopped traffic to your channel and your videos?
Well, it's not how I feel. It's actually like the data and the analytics show that they've, first of all, wrongfully restricted my channel as not safe for work, adult content. So that obviously affects advertisers, which in turn affects how YouTube serves your videos. And it hides my videos from anybody under 18, especially in public settings. Like you can't play my videos at school. You can't play them in work settings. You can't play them in public libraries. So they are actively suppressing my channel in that way on videos that aren't not safe for work. So yeah, I am shadow banned. Like shadow ban doesn't mean that they completely hide and destroy your channel. It means that they partially block or completely block your content from a portion of your audience. And that is what they've done.
Yeah, if you go to like a public library and it's set on, if you have YouTube set on safe mode, I believe it's called, right? Not only would you not be able to find Gabbie Hanna videos, you wouldn't be able to find anybody's videos. Like my videos wouldn't be there as well. And so I think that's what you're referring to. But is there something more than the safe mode aspect of it?
No, I think that that is most of it because it hid my channel from, or at least most of my videos from April 2018 on, from people under 18 on the platform, which is obviously a huge chunk of all of our audiences. But a lot of it also came from like mass dislikes and stuff like that. So then the algorithm picked up that like, oh, people don't like her. They're only watching 0.1 second of her video and she's getting slammed with dislikes. So this must be spam, whatever.
Right.
My problem is I've reached out to like my representatives and they were aware of this issue that my channel was being essentially destroyed by mass smear campaigns and they didn't do anything about it. Obviously, like, that's me looking for some support from a platform that not everybody gets. But, you know, I did make them straight up millions of dollars. Like, I think that I did deserve a little bit of attention when something so, you know, huge was happening.
I've heard that from so many YouTubers. They're like, look, man, if I've made millions of dollars on YouTube, then YouTube's made millions of dollars. Like, I've made them a lot of money. Why am I being, you know, treated this way now? And I think that is an overall good point. But
yeah,
you know what I think it is? I think there's something in the algorithm, right, that kills the old channels. Because think about it, right? If the old channels back in the day stayed on top forever, right, and kept getting the views, like Ray William Johnson, the Shaytards, Fred, let's talk about that, right? YouTube as an entire site would eventually become uncool, right? So they have to kill the people that are at the top and pave a way for new people to come up. And I think it's embedded. And that's why I think, like, even on my channel, I'm experiencing it. Like, I'm getting so many fans that are like, I'm not getting notifications for your video. Like, I'm just not getting them. And I think that's embedded into the system.
And I'm also aware too, like I'm not oblivious to the fact that I've been doing this for 6 years. My audience has changed, my content has changed. So it's not that I'm upset about getting lower views. You know, like I used to get between 5 and 10 million views. At some point I've reached like 30, 40 million views. But like when I see that my videos immediately, like if you look at the analytics, they spike and then within the first hour they completely flatline. Dude, so it's like there's something completely killing.
Same thing's happening to me over here. Something's going on. Something ain't right. Okay, we got like less than 2 minutes here, so I want to hurry up. One more question.
Yeah.
All right. I hear that you are making a song about Trisha Paytas. Is this true?
Here's the thing. It is about Trisha Paytas. And pretty specific to her and her relationship, but it was written for Trisha Paytas to sing. But obviously she's not using it, so I'm using it and I'm putting it out on September 25th with an incredible music video. And yeah, it is about her, but it doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of, I wrote her a song, clearly she's not using it, and I really love the song, so I'm using it.
Here we go. I mean, if I was a musical artist, I'd make every song about drama, because drama sells. Ladies,
I'm not going to lie, it sounds like a diss track, but it was meant to be sung by her, so it wasn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here from Gabbie Hanna. Guys, if you're new here and you want to keep up to date on all the news, first, let's just pray that news actually happens, because for the last week, nothing's happening. But as soon as I get the scoop, I will keep you in the loop. Make sure you subscribe with those notifications on.